let's begin. I'm just going to share a little bit about what we're doing here today. And also, let's just take a moment already to begin to land. No matter how busy your day has been thus far, if you're at the end of it, or if you're just getting started, let's just land here. We're dedicating these next 30 minutes or so to be present with ourselves, with our bodies, and with our voices. And at the end, I will stay on at the end for a Q&A session. So if you have any questions as we're going along, just hold on to them. And at the end, we will talk that all out. And I will do my best to answer any questions you have. So today, the focus is openness. And I shared this yesterday on Instagram, where when we are in a stress response state, what happens? It's that fight or flight state where we freeze, we tighten, we get hard. And if we're looking to express our voices with freedom, with joy, with pleasure, if we have all that tension build up, it's really hard we feel like we have to fight through that. So what if we can just start from the beginning in creating a more present, softer, and authentically responsive state? So this morning I was thinking about the word just openness. And this applies to everything. It's physical openness, which is where we're going to start. We're going to start on that outermost layer today. Then it goes into energetic openness. That's the breath. That's your emotion. That's your inner world, which goes into emotional openness and vocal openness. So we're going to move our bodies in a way, we're going to connect to our breath to find openness and release in the body. And we'll be focusing on certain areas like the heart center, on the side body, and also upper back, and we'll also be working with the entirety of the spine. All of these essential to alignment and mobility for us as singers. So we will be using our breath as a guide to regulate our nervous system and also to guide us through these poses, to guide us through this practice. And it's not about forcing some state of being. So if you're feeling maybe under-energized, maybe you're feeling stressed, maybe you are feeling already that buildup of stress and tension in your body or your mind or your voice. It's not about trying to change that, although we may experience a shift. It is about meeting ourselves exactly where we're at. It's about meeting our bodies. When we feel a limitation and a stretch, it's about meeting that and saying, okay, I see you, I feel you. Let's breathe into this. Let's be with this. So that really is the goal of today, to meet yourself exactly where you are, and your guide, your help, your assistant in that is your breath. So the breath really is the foundation of it all. It's what sustains us. It's what keeps us alive moment to moment, even as we sleep. Our breath sustains us. It sustains us in this practice. It sustains us in our singing. So it really comes back to the breath. And when we come to the breath, why is it so powerful? Like, why are we always talking about be present with the breath? Why? It's because in this moment, as you are breathing, it's fully in the moment, right? It's not a past breath. It's not a future breath. It's your breath right now. So let me know in the comments real quick if any of that resonates with you, or just give me a thumbs up or a smile and or a yes. And we will then get started. And if at any time during this, if the video goes out, I will start another stream on this channel. So just stick around. Um, and also, if there's any issue with sound or you can't hear me, just let me know. I'll be demonstrating everything over here, but I will do my best to be checking in with you guys here on the chat. And again, save your questions for the end. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. We are ready. I'm just going to get a sip of my tea here. Beautiful. Ugh, so many beautiful, beautiful faces. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. Honestly, I've been looking forward to this all week. I need this too. All right, Lindsay, Sarah, Camilla, Tina, we are ready to go. All of you here. Let's do this. So I want to invite you to come to a seated position. So I'm just going to come back here on my mat. And you can sit cross-legged. You can also prop yourself up on a pillow or a blanket. I'm just going to do that now to show you. This just helps create a nice tilt in our pelvis, which can just help us open up to breathe a little deeper. So pulling the flesh away from your bum here so we can really land through our sits bones, rolling your shoulders back. And if it is comfortable for you, allow your eyes to close. Either your eyes are closed, or maybe you just have a soft gaze in the room, or you can have your eyes open. Throughout this whole practice, it's about finding what works for you. So as we just land here in this moment, begin to notice how your body feels. Where are you at today? How are you feeling? And just noticing and naming that, not necessarily offering a solution or a fix, but just noticing. And as your awareness increases around your body, allow it to move into your breath. How is your breath moving through you today? Can you notice any parts of your body moving or responding to the flow of your breath? Perhaps an inflating, an opening, or an expansion that's happening with your inhales. And releasing that on your exhales. Simply being present with where you are at today. And as you continue to breathe, come in once again to that intention of openness. And tapping into your awareness, what does openness mean for you today? Is there one aspect or facet of openness in your being that you want to focus on specifically? Or perhaps it's more general. And as you hold that intention for openness in your awareness, let's take a deep inhale in. Exhale, side out. We're going to do 2 more of these. Inhale deeply. Exhale, side out. You can even add some voice here. 1 more. Inhale fully. Exhale. And you can keep your eyes closed or open. And we're just going to begin to tap on our body. So taking your fingertips tapping on your sternum and moving out across your chest, up your neck, the back of your neck, gently around the front side of your neck. Just nice little taps moving up to your jaw. Maybe just releasing in your jaw hinge here, up to your temples, up to your forehead, above your eyebrows, releasing in that area where we can hold so much tension, and then up around your head. And you can either tap fully or you can even tap one finger at a time. And then just begin to roam around your head, your neck, your chest. Continuing to breathe here. And we're just going to begin to add some hums. So on every exhale, releasing in your jaw hinge, so we have that open space back here. We are going to hum with your lips gently closed. And this can be on any note you want. And just take this at your own pace. Maybe even moving down to your ribs here, tapping around your ribs. And you can move this to your whole body, continuing on that exhaling hum. One more round of that. Nice. And we'll just come back to an easy breath, releasing the tapping. On your next inhale, reach your fingertips up high, raising your arms alongside your ears. And let's just take a moment here to reach up side to side. And as you reach one arm up, you feel on that same side, your hips, your sits bone going down into the floor. So we're feeling a long line through the side body. And we're going to take this a little further, but we'll start first with just once again reaching up high, finding a long length through the spine. And then we're going to dip over to the left side, so your left palm comes down and your right arm reaches over. Taking a moment here, finding length through the side body. And throughout this entire practice, continually find your edge. Let's go to the other side, coming through center. You don't have to do a pose exactly as I'm doing it, and I will be offering you modifications as we go along. Make this practice work for you. We're going to flow side to side. So inhale, center, exhale to the left. Inhale, tall, exhale to the right. Inhale, center, exhale to the left. Inhale, center, exhale to the right. One more round, let your breath guide you. And meeting back at center, reaching up tall, and we're going to twist to the left. So bringing your right palm to your left knee. Let's just find length here. So even in this twist, we're finding length through the spine. And once again, it doesn't matter if you're twisted this much or all the way around. However the pose works in your body is that you're doing it right. That's the pose for you. And we're just going to take some nice deep breaths, feeling our rib cage expand here. On your next inhale, coming back through center, reach up high, exhale to the right. And we're going to flow with this. Inhale, center, reach up high, exhale to the left. Inhale, reach, exhale to the right. Inhale, center, exhale to the left. Inhale, center, exhale to the right. Inhale, center, and we pause. We reach up, maybe wiggle your fingers, bring a smile to your face. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, side out. Ah, and you can allow your arms just to slowly come down to your knees. And we're going to find a seated cat-cow here. So on your inhale, your heart is going to come forward. Shoulder blades are going to kiss behind you. Exhale, arch your back. Inhale, open. Exhale, arch. Inhale, open. Exhale, arch. And begin to find your own flow here, guided by your inhale and exhale. This is one of the reasons why this practice is so powerful, because we feel in a very physical, visceral way what that body-breath connection is. And when you've had enough of that, let's just take some rotations through the spine, and let's start small. So it's almost like our spine is staying, steady, and our rib cage is rotating around it. Although really the entire system is rotating. And if you want to take this deeper, you can come forward more. You can sit back. And let's go the other way, starting small. And then going back around. I might get some pops. My hip just popped. And coming back to center. And we're going to come onto all fours. So I'm just going to move my props to the side here. And let's come onto all fours. So hands and knees. And let's just take a moment here. If you're in my On the Breath course, you know what this is. We're finding that length in the spine. So we're going to find a long, strong line from tailbone to the crown of your head. Feeling like your hands are pressed into the floor, fingers spread wide. This alone can begin to build a little bit of heat in the body. We're just going to take 3 breaths here. On your inhales, you want to feel like your rib cage is expanding. Exhale, drawing your belly button gently to the spine. 2 more of these. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, expanding your back, even if there's a feeling of resistance, because your muscles are engaged here. Exhale, lightly draw your belly button into the spine. Begin to walk your hands forward just by a couple of inches. We're coming into downward facing dog. Curl your toes under, lift your hips up high. This is the one single downward facing dog we'll be doing today. The rest of this practice is extremely low key and relaxing. So let's be as present as we possibly can in this pose. So what you want to focus on is hips reaching up toward the sky. If that means your knees are bent, beautiful. If it means your heels are not on the floor, perfect. So you're finding your expression here. You can begin to pedal out the heels here. Let's just take a couple more breaths here. You may already be feeling a little fire in the body. That's okay. We love that. And you can drop your knees to the floor. And let's just come to sit on your heels real quick, because we are going into the meat of this practice. So this is a Yin Yoga practice where we are holding poses for a longer amount of time. So we're not necessarily flowing through poses like we were just doing with the spinal stretches. We're going to be landing in a pose and holding it, living, breathing in that pose for a minute or 2. What this does is it gives our bodies a chance to power down, to open up, to soften. The goal here is to meet that edge. So it's not to find the biggest, strongest, most intense stretch you can find. It's to find that first point of sensation of, ooh, that's a little stretch, ooh. And we pause there and we breathe. There should be no pain. And I'm going to give you lots of modifications as we go along. So our first pose here, which we're going to hold for about 1 minute, is a toe squat. This can be quite intense. So I'm going to show you some modifications. You're going to curl your toes, thighs can be together, and you're going to sit back on your heels here. So you can see from the side. Your toes are curled under. Now, as I said, this can be quite intense. So you can put a blanket or pillow underneath to kind of soften that angle and the pressure, all right? You can also just lean forward to manage the weight on your heels. So once you find what you can breathe through and live with for 1 minute, we're gonna begin that. So bringing your hands into your lap, finding your breath. You can close your eyes. And just meeting the sensation that is here. Our feet, the foundation of it all, the foundation of our bodies. So often we can neglect them. So right now we're just giving them a little bit of extra love. If there's tightness, invite your breath into those spaces. And it's okay to feel a feeling of compression here. We actually want that because we're going to soon open up the floodgates and allow blood flow, fresh blood flow to come in and bathe all those tissues with oxygen. Again, if it becomes too intense, you can always lean forward, come onto your fingertips, your hands. We're here just for about 10 more seconds. Meet the sensation with your breath, with your awareness. And when you're ready, coming onto all fours, you can uncurl your toes and give them a little kick. So we're just bringing that blood flow back into our feet. Check back in with your breath. And we're going to move into a beautiful, beautiful heart opener. And these are so wonderful physically and energetically for us as singers. So let's come back into this all fours position if you've shifted around. Keeping your hips over your knees, you're going to crawl your hands forward, coming to rest on your forehead. So again, hips are over your knees. If this is too much on your shoulders, you can spread your hands out wider. You can also bring one hand underneath your forehead and rest your forehead on your hand as you stretch another arm out. And then you can switch halfway through. So this is melting heart pose. Find your expression of this. You can also bring a pillow here to place under your chest as you come forward. So lots of options. So find your expression of this, and we're going to be here for about 1 to 2 minutes. So easing into this, finding your breath. You might be feeling some tightness in your upper back. That's okay. Allow your breath to meet that tightness and to soften it. We are using our breath as the powerful tool that it is to bring softening and openness to our bodies. And as we melt here, I encourage you to move into a more energetic or emotional intention around this pose. Our heart space is opening. It's expanding. And if you want, with each inhale and exhale, you can imagine that coming in and out through your heart space. Honoring who you are. Honoring the love that lives within you. Honoring what you have to share with the world. Honoring how you share that. Honoring the uniqueness of you and the uniqueness of your voice. And bringing a lot of love to this space and to this pose. We have about 10 more seconds here. See if you can soften a little bit more. Oh, yeah. And when you're ready, we're going to slither on forward, coming onto our bellies and onto our forearms. So you're resting on your belly and on your forearms, on your elbows here. We're going to come into Sphinx. This is another beautiful heart opener. So reaching your heart forward here, I want you to draw your shoulder blades down your back, finding length in your neck, length in your spine. Allow your gaze to go out in front of you at a diagonal. So we're not craning our necks here. We're actually at a very sort of neutral position with our gaze just going out at a diagonal. Pressing down through your elbows, lift up through your heart space. If this is too intense, you can always move your elbows forward a little bit just to decrease that range of motion, of extension. So we're going to be here for about 1 minute. Once again, focusing on your breath. And I'm going to go quiet here for a few breaths, and let's all just tap into the silence, the stillness of this moment together. Just a few more seconds here. Maybe finding even a little more softening in your heart, letting your heart know that it is safe here, that you are held. And you can allow your heart to melt down to the floor, come down to a little pillow, the making of your hands. You can rest your forehead on your hands and just wiggle your hips back and forth. Finding some release in the low back here. And we're going to press on back to child's pose. So there's two expressions of this that you can take. So either your knees together and you're going to get more of that C curve in the back, or you can spread your knees wide and you'll get more of that heart opening, belly dropping curve in your spine. So find your expression here, what you need today. The wide legs it's a little bit more energetic. If you're wanting something more restful, keep your knees together. Again, we can use our props here. You could bring your pillow, which feels really, really nice. If you have a pillow, I actually recommend this. And you're just gonna lower yourself and snuggle with your pillow. So let's find our expression here. And we'll be here just for about a minute, breathing deeply. Continuing to check in with your breath in every moment. And allowing your body just to drop into the floor. There's nothing you need to do right now. You can be fully present with exactly who you are in this moment, exactly where you're at. You're right where you need to be. Just about 10 more seconds in this pose. Once again, see if you can soften a little more. Can your hips drop back down a little heavier? Can your heart space ease? And when you're ready, ever so gently, just crawling up on your hands, just like I think of Fritz first thing in the morning, stretching, coming up, being so gentle with ourselves. And we're going to move onto our backs. So coming to lay down on your back here. And we're going to come into one of my favorite poses, which is banana pose. And it's pretty self-explanatory, but I will guide you through this step by step. So first of all, just coming down onto your back, reaching your hands up overhead, finding length through your body like that first time you're stretching in the morning. Oh, you can even let out a groan if you want, a big sigh, maybe a yawn. And let's come into banana pose. So keeping your arms and legs extended long, inch your legs, your heels over to the left side of your mat. So we have a little curve here. Now we're going to inch our hands also over to the left side of the mat. So we're coming into a banana pose. We're coming into a banana shape. So once again, you can find your stretch, your level here. Wherever you begin to feel that stretch or opening in the side body, that's where you want to land. If you need more intensity, you can cross your right heel over your left. And let's breathe here. We'll be here for about a minute. Notice if there's any holding in your body, maybe in your back, maybe in your fingers, and allow all of that just to go limp. All of your being to become very heavy on the floor. You're going to feel an opening in your intercostals here, all our beautiful, beautiful breath support muscles. And maybe you can almost feel like your breath is massaging into your ribs here. Your breath is massaging the entirety of your right side of your body. And even if you don't feel much, trust that this intention to open your side body is making a difference. It's actually quite a vulnerable pose to really open up the side of our body in this way. And if emotions at any time during this practice arise, allow them. If that's comfortable and that feels safe for you. Trusting that you are safe here with yourself, with this beautiful community of singers worldwide, with me, with Fritz nearby. I have a couple more seconds in this pose. Take a deep inhale, feeling a lengthening and expansion all along the right side of your body. Exhale. And coming back to center, reaching your arms long, stretching once more, that very first stretch in the morning. And we're going to come to the other side, so slowly inching your heels over to the right side of your mat. And then your hands, your arms, finding that banana shape, that curve. And let's become present again to our breath. Maybe noticing that one side of the body is different from the other, and that is totally okay. And I'm going to go quiet here, and let's just focus on our breath together for the next minute. In these last few moments of this pose, notice if you can breathe a little deeper, if you can drop a little more into it. Notice if there's any deeper way in which you can embody this pose. And when you're ready, take a deep inhale in. Exhale, side out. Coming back to center. Once more, reaching long, and then gently, just slowly inch your heels in. And we're gonna come into a nice big hug, bringing your knees to your chest and wrapping your arms around you. And we're just gonna rock side to side, giving our backs a nice massage here. We're gonna do this for a few rounds of breath, finding release in our backs. If you want, you can bring your hands to your knees and just circle your knees around, finding a nice massage around your sacrum, the base of your spine. Giving yourself one more big hug here, bringing a smile to your face. And we're going to come into a reclined twist. So keeping your knees bent, bring your arms out to a T position. You can also have them in cactus. And you're going to lower your knees to the left side. You can allow your gaze to stay up towards the sky or allow it to drop over your right shoulder. If your knees are really not meeting here, this is where you can bring a pillow or a blanket in between your knees to rest that top leg on. Nobody's trying to be a hero, a yoga superstar here. I encourage you to find the expression of this pose where you can really release into it, where you can really relax. And we're going to be here for about a minute. So let's find our breath. Notice if there's any holding. Can you release that? Is there any holding in the jaw? Check in between the eyebrows. Maybe in the temples. Perhaps in the shoulders. Let's move down to our beautiful bellies here. On your exhales, can your belly just relax a little bit more, softening? In this practice, we can soften our defenses. We can let some of that armor that we carry, all of us carry, we can allow that to soften, maybe to become a little bit more transparent. Taking a couple rounds of breath here on your own. Just a few more seconds in this pose. See if you can release a little bit more. Anything, any part of you that's holding on, can you let that go? And when you're ready, using your hands, you can gently guide your knees back to center. And let's place the soles of our feet on the floor, keeping knees bent. And we're going to take a windshield wiper with our knees. It should feel really nice on your low back. Feeling that blood flow increase to that compressed left side, into any compressed areas. And when you're ready, coming back to center, drawing your knees back into your chest once more. Maybe take a nice hug. Dropping your hands, your arms into that T, and lower your knees to the right side. Once again, we can modify this. So either your knees are resting one on another. We can bring a pillow in between the knees. Find your pose here and one that you can hold for the next minute. So settle in. Connect with your breath. Once again, you might notice that one side is tighter than the other. One side maybe has more mobility, and that's okay. Through this practice, we are actually seeking and finding more balance between the sides of our body. And ultimately, between the many sides of ourselves. Once again, finding that beautiful rib expanding breath here and a softening in the belly. Check in with your jaw. Again, your gaze can be up towards the sky or going over your left shoulder. And we breathe. We meet our bodies. We meet ourselves. We meet this moment with our breath. Scanning through your body, noticing if there's any area that needs to be released. Maybe it's a finger. Maybe it's the hip you're resting on. Maybe it's your toes. Maybe it's your tongue. Can you let go a little bit more? Just about 10 more seconds in this pose. Begin to deepen your breath, finding a greater expansion on your left side here. And we're going to draw our knees back to center, finding the soles of our feet on the floor, and let's take that windshield wiper motion again. We're coming to the end of our practice here before we come into a corpse pose. So if any other movement feels necessary to you, if you want to stretch your arms, if you want to yawn, if you want to stretch your legs out, just finding some nice, organic, intuitive movement here. If you're still doing the windshield wiper, you'll slowly begin to inch your heels, your feet down to the bottom of your mat until we come into Shavasana. You can lay here flat on the floor. You can also support yourself, which I think I am going to do with my props. So if you can find those easily in reach, I'm going to put a pillow underneath my knees. And then I'm going to bring the blanket. You can put it over your whole body. You can put it under your head. But I like to just bring it over my middle just to feel a little weight on my body. So find a comfortable pose for yourself here. Adjust your ponytail. And we're going to be here for a couple minutes. This being really the pinnacle, the peak of our practice here. The ultimate sign of release, of surrender. I invite you to close your eyes if they're not already closed. And we're slowly going to scan through our body, releasing each part bit by bit, coming into a fully released, relaxed state. I invite you to begin at the top of your head, bringing your awareness there, feeling all around your head and your scalp. And on your next inhale, you're going to fill that whole area with your awareness, with your breath. Exhale, sigh it out. Maybe even adding some sound, and release. Moving down into your face and your forehead, your eyebrows, the space in between your eyebrows, your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw, your tongue, your ears, the space behind your ears. Inhale, bathing this entire area with your breath. Exhale, sigh it out, release. And I invite you to add sound if that feels good for you, just to feel those beautiful vibrations in your body, like a massage. Bringing your awareness to your throat, to your larynx. Can you allow your larynx to drop down and back a little bit? The sides of your neck, releasing the back of your neck. Inhale, bringing your full awareness to this part of your body. Exhale, sigh it out. Coming to your collarbones, your shoulders, your shoulder blades on your back. Running your awareness down your arms, into your elbows, down into your forearms, into your wrists, down into your hands, out to the tips of your fingers. Inhale. Fill this entire area with awareness. Exhale, release, allowing your arms and your shoulders to drop a little heavier into the floor. Moving into your chest, into your beautiful heart space. Inviting your heart to nestle back into your body. Inviting this area to know safety, to know that you are holding it. Feeling the floor support you, holding you gently so that you can completely release and let go. Inhale, expanding in this area, opening up your heart. Exhale, sigh it out. Moving down into your rib cage a little deeper. Feeling the expansion of your intercostals here, your ribs opening and relaxing, moving into your diaphragm here, which sits at the base of your rib cage. Noticing the expansion and the release. Inhale, expand fully, really fill up the space here with your breath. Exhale, sigh it out. Moving down into your belly, into your low back. Can you allow your low back to drop a little more onto the floor? Maybe you notice your belly expanding and then softening with every breath cycle. On your next inhale, really fill up your belly. Exhale, release. Moving down into your pelvis, into your hips, into your pelvic floor. Perhaps notice the subtle response in your pelvic bowl down here, that as you breathe in, you feel an expansion, you feel an opening. On your exhale, perhaps a little drawing in on the release. Take a moment here. Every inhale, you feel just like your pelvic floor is opening, flowering open. Exhale, let's just very lightly draws in. Let's breathe into this area, expanding all the way down into your pelvic bowl. Exhale, release. Moving your awareness down into your thighs, your knees, your shins, your calves, your lower leg, your ankles, your feet, the soles of your feet and your toes. Inhale, feel as if you could inflate the entirety of your legs all the way down to your toes. Exhale, sigh it out. Moving your awareness through the entirety of your body now. From your toes, moving up through your legs, into your hips, into your belly, into your chest, into your shoulders, down your arms, into your neck, your face, your head. Holding all of yourself in your awareness. Let's inhale, taking a deep breath, filling up every single cell of your body. And on a big sigh, release. And landing in this release. Feeling this softened, released, open state. We're going to rest here for about a minute. I encourage you, anytime your mind begins to wander, come back to your breath. And I'll bring you back in just about a minute. I invite you to begin to deepen your breath. Begin to run your thumb across your other fingers. Maybe wiggle your toes. Find some circles with your ankles. And gently allowing your props to drop to the side or gently moving them out of the way. Let's stretch along in our bodies. Once again, finding that full body, toe to tips of your fingers stretch. And when you're ready, you can bend your knees and we'll drop them over to one side, coming into a fetal position. Coming to lay on your side, let's take a moment here. Keeping your eyes closed. And gently, ever so gently, with your eyes closed, using your hands, press yourself up to a seated position, coming to a gentle seat, whatever feels good to you right here. Noticing how you feel. And gently, just as we did at the start of class, Begin to activate your fingers and begin to tap on your body. Keeping your eyes closed, gently tapping across your chest, on your neck, your throat, up to your jaw, up around your face, your head. And begin to move this tapping, however gentle or active as you want it to be, around your entire body. And as we do this, let's reconnect with those hums, with your voice. So on an inhale, you'll breathe in deeply. On an exhale, hum it out. Two more of these. Inhale fully. One more. Maybe allow your hum to wander. A little song. Gently releasing that, bringing your hands to your heart space. With your eyes closed, coming back to that intention of openness. Notice how you feel. Honoring yourself here, honoring this tender, vulnerable openness that you have cultivated in yourself. And we'll take one deep last inhale together. Side out. Allowing your eyes to open. Thank you so much for joining me for this. I'm going to come join you up here at the camera. Let me know in the comments, how are you feeling? How was that for you? Oh, man. Yeah, let me know anything you notice. Is that